Hello, dear colleagues. Hello, hello. Welcome to our webinar. Please let me know if you can hear me. Do you hear me? Please, please. Yeah, hi, cool, cool. Loud and clear. Good. Can you see my screen? Great, great, cool. Guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Anna, and I'm Business Development Manager at AmazingHiring. And yeah, I just recently joined the team, and I'm happy to share what I know about sourcing with you. So I suggest we wait just a couple of minutes for those who wanted to join. And yeah, in the meanwhile, in the screen, there is the promo code you can use for a 2 weeks trial of AmazingHiring. And yeah, you can use it if you have not been testing the system during the past 6 months. So here you are. Just the general information now. Well, our webinar will last around 25-30 minutes, and it will consist of 2 parts. In the first one, we'll dig deeper into the basic logic of iterative search. Well, our main topic is iterative search today. And after it, you'll have kind of clear formula, which you will be able to use everywhere. And in the second part, I'll show you an example how the iterative search works. Basically, I could use any possible resource like Google, X-ray search, LinkedIn, but I thought that it would be comfortable to use AmazingHiring just as example, you know, because, well, we aggregate information from more than 50 resources, and it's just convenient. Okay, my colleagues are helping me in chat. It's so great. How are you guys? Where are you from? Can you share your country with me, your location? UK, Poland. Wow, cool. Hi. Czech Republic, Romania, London. Wow, it's so cool. Israel, Portugal. Wow. UK again. Nice place to make connections, huh? US is with us. Cool. What time is it? Estonia, UK. Cool. So international. I'm really glad to see you here, guys. And I hope you learned something today. Okay. So I think we can start now, right? Okay. Well, candidate sourcing involves proactive searching for and engaging qualified talents to fill the company's needs. Importance of active sourcing became obvious since a while, and it's supported by numbers highlighted in LinkedIn Talent Trend Report 2016. And it stated that only 36% of the workforce was actively looking for a new opportunity at any given time. But can you imagine, incredible 90% was willing to talk and learn more. There is a number of hacks and approaches which allow to better manage and control your sourcing process. And we start from the very beginning, from building and modifying the search query in the way that would generate the largest number of relevant candidates for you. Today we talk about iterative approach to sourcing. What's even more important, this approach will save your time as you won't see any repeated candidates in your search output. You may ask, where is it all from? And yeah, to tell you the truth, We were inspired by ideas of amazing Glenn Cathy, who has initially invented exclusive sourcing tactics. Then we elaborated his ideas and our experience and introduced this iterative approach. Also, well, we IT recruiters learn from developers, and that's why we call this approach iterative. Iterative search starts with all criteria you need for the position that result in a very small number of the most relevant candidates. Then it proceeds step by step with broadening the search criteria and enlarging the candidates number. You can use it basically wherever you are looking for good profiles, on LinkedIn, in Google, also in AmazingHiring, and basically, as soon as you know the basic logic behind this approach, you can apply it everywhere. Okay, first, a few words about terminology I'm going to use. Well, we are going to have skill 1, which is the main skill, and it might be, for instance, Java. Then we have skill 2, it's for important skill. It's secondary skill, it can be framework or database, that is important. Then we have skill 3, nice to have skill, like desirable skill. It's a skill which candidates might not even mention in their open profiles. For example, developer might not mention Linux knowledge, even though he has it. Then we have city and country, and this is understandable. This is our target location where we look for talents. Then we have primary title, which is related to the main skill. And basically, it's the same as the skill 1. Well, if we are looking for Java, the first thing we do, we put Java directly in the title and run the search. We also are going to have the title, which is general title. Here we specify either developer or engineer, or this can be seniority level, for instance. Basically, we indicate here everything that allows us to filter out irrelevant profiles, such as testers, designers, CTOs, well, everyone who is not relevant to our search query. Then we have donor companies. This is the donor list. It includes companies that employ specialists with suitable profiles for you and technical stack for your positions. Here we have only 3 donors, but note that usually the number is not less than 10. And yeah, please note that this is a very simplified scheme, so the actual searches might be way more complicated. Just to remind you how the Boolean operators work, it's important because we will use them further. Okay, we have the or, the and the not operator. The or modifier is generally used to join similar, equivalent concepts. In other words, different terms that mean the same thing. The or operator requires at least one of the terms joined by it and to appear somewhere in the profile. It can be in any order. Then we have the and operator, which is generally used to join different kinds of concepts or different aspects of the search. This type of search essentially narrows your results to the intersection of the 2 terms, and every result must contain both terms. And finally, to exclude a particular term from the search, we use the not operator. The search results will exclude any profile that contain that term. Okay, as we have agreed on terminology and made sure to remember the Boolean operators, we can move to the steps. And here we are. In our case, we'll have Python as skill 1, it's the main skill, Mongo database as skill 2, desirable skill, and we are going to have Linux as a nice to have skill. Well, this means primary title will be Python, and yeah, as it's the same as the main skill. And we start with specifying all criteria we have. We want to see people who know Mongo database and Linux. They should be located in our target city and have Python in their title. This is how we get the most relevant candidates. In the second step, we exclude Linux and continue search as, yes, Linux was just a nice to have skill. In the third step, we would exclude Python as primary title. We understand that not everyone mentions it in the title. It can be just, developer. So we add just title, developer, and if we leave it just like this, we can get irrelevant profiles of other developers for other technologies. Therefore, we also add the main skill, Python. And guys, here is one question to you. Do you understand why we use the not operator, like why we exclude the terms and not just delete them from our search query? Do you know it? Mark is typing, I see. Okay, anyone? All right, I'll tell you why we use the not operator. Well, we use it because we exclude the certain terms from the search in order to see profiles we have not seen yet. So using the method of strategic exclusion, we can make sure that each of our new searches exposes new good candidates. So the candidates do not overlap. We have checked basically the first cycle and proceeded to the second one, and it should not intersect with the first cycle. The same works for the third and fourth cycles and so on. So this way saves us time as we don't see repeated profiles. Let's proceed to the step 4. Here we exclude the title as well. There is a reason for it. As we are searching in open source, we should consider that there are people who don't specify their title. They don't mention their working experience at all, but still we leave the main skill, Python, and desirable skill, Mongo database, and remove all profiles we've seen before. Then we go with step 5. We search for the primary title, but without the skills. In the 6th step, we do the same as in the step 3. So we exclude primary title and add title and the main skill. This way we see all developers who live in our city and know Python, but have never mentioned, let's say, Linux or Mongo, as we have excluded them. Let's move to the step 7. We have a lot of steps. Here we remove also the title and leave only Python and the city. But I know the companies that many good Python developers work for. So I know my donors and I add them to the search. And finally, step 8, I exclude the donors. So I go back to my previous search, excluding the profiles I've already seen. So here we are, 8 steps. But do you really think that's all? Well, I have 8 more steps for you. Here you are. Don't worry, I won't go into details now. These steps include only one change. We exclude the city and add the country and make the same steps. So, to sum up, using iterative search, we go in small portions, step by step, from the most relevant candidates to the more general. And yeah, also let me say a few words about the synonyms. It's useful to have the list of synonyms on hand for the main terms, like main technologies or titles. Where you can get them, for example, on Stack Overflow. So just save them somewhere in a notepad to have them on hand for building the search queries quickly. Okay, and now I'm going to show as example, go in the first 8 steps using AmazingHiring. My colleagues will share with you these steps in chat so you can follow what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you. Please let me know if you can see my screen now. Is it fine? I'm sorry, guys. Can you write me if you can see my screen? Can we start with the second part? Okay, cool. Thank you. Let's start. So we are looking, for example, for a Python developer who knows Mongo database and Linux and lives in London. So in the first step, we specify, I'm sorry. Just a second, hold on, guys. I'm sorry, guys, just give us a second to fix the issue. Okay, is it fine now? Can you hear me now? Great, cool. Again, guys, about our task for today. We are looking for a Python developer who knows Mongo database and Linux and lives in London. So in the first step, we specify all skills location in the main skill as title and see the most relevant candidates for us. Okay, we start. We have London as location. Mongo database as the skill. And we also add title Python. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention Linux as well. here we are. So this step generates 86 profiles for us. These are those profiles of the most relevant candidates. Let's proceed to the second step when you are done with the first cycle. So in the second step, we exclude the nice to have skill to see another profiles we have. So we exclude Linux. And what we have another 22 profiles. If this is also not enough for you, we run the third search. So we exclude Python from the title, but add developer here. We also add Python as a skill. Oh, just a few words about those green numbers. You might ask, what's this? And these are all the synonyms and similar designations here at AmazingHiring. So using our search engine, you do not have to store any synonyms in Notepad because everything is there in the system for you already. Okay, what we have here. This step gives us another 1,066 profiles. Well, if this is still not enough, we also exclude developer from the title and receive another 1,216 profiles more. Well, then we exclude all skills and leave just primary title, Python, and location. This search generates another 94 profiles for us. Guys, I'm so sorry I didn't mention that here is the number of profiles, so you can watch this number changing. Okay, the sixth step, we exclude primary title as well. And add the general title and Python as a skill. And yeah, here we have another 4,133 profiles. Well, if you are done with all these candidates, which is actually hard to believe, but still, we have 2 more steps to go. We exclude the general title and add our donors. So basically, we are looking for people who work for our donor companies and know Python and live in London. So we add the companies. Let's say we're looking for people from Facebook or Apple, why not? Or Google. Cool. And here we have 187 more people from our donor companies who know Python. And finally, we exclude donors. here we are. We have 9,680 profiles. Well, let's count how many candidates we managed to find using iterative search. In our case, we had, guys, imagine, more than 16,000 candidates. How good is that? Well, and most importantly is that these profiles do not overlap. So, yeah, cool. And now let me go back to my sorry, let's go to the end of the presentation. Yeah, okay. I think that's it for today. I hope that you heard something useful for you. Just a few words about a recording of this webinar. It will be available tomorrow, and we will write a follow-up email for you guys. And yeah, now in the screen you see the promo code again, and you can use it for 2 weeks trial of AmazingHiring. We'll be glad if you share your feedback on using the system with us after the trial. If you have any questions about iterative search or AmazingHiring, please feel free to contact me. Here are my contacts. So I will be really glad to be connected to you and to answer all of your questions. Thank you so much for attention, and thank you for being here today. I wish you an amazing day. Bye-bye.